Hello there,
Hello there.
and welcome to What If Qui-Gon Didn't Die? My name's Jamie,
And my name is Shaun.
and we love talking about Star Wars.
Yes.
I always love our little song that we have from you every time we start an episode. It's always very nice. So we discuss all sorts of different things within the Star Wars universe, but we also include our own headcanon.
That's it.
We come up with our own theories, alternate ideas, stupid questions, stupid ideas, but
They somehow work and are epic.
yeah, and they ramble and they're hard to follow, but
We get good responses
we get
from
good
it,
feedback
though.
and we enjoy doing it. So welcome along to the ramblings of a couple of madmen.
The nonsense smithery.
The nonsense
that is
smithery.
the what if headcanon here
Yeah.
thingy. If Disney just want to throw us a couple of mil,
Oh yeah,
so
just
to put these ideas down into episodes.
we're not greedy. A couple of mil would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah. I'd even share it with you. Or just a mil each.
Yeah, that's
Just
it,
a cool
yeah.
meal.
Yeah, that'll do.
We would save Star Wars. No, I'm only messing, all right? I'm only messing. The Acolyte's actually quite good. All your hairs out there. Give it a rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Today's episode
Yes.
is from a dear friend of ours, Brad.
Good old Brady.
Good old Bradders. Now, the actual abbreviation of the episode title is What If Yoda won but Obi failed?
Yes.
However, Brad's actual question to us was, when we saw him last, what if Yoda beat Palpatine during the fight in the Senate? And what if Anakin beat Obi Wan on Mustafar?
Which is very long-winded.
Yeah, so we've made it shorter. But essentially, that is the question Brad asked, and we didn't know whether to break it down into two things, but actually they affect one another, which is why I think they should be one question.
Yeah,
We'll discuss it in
agreed.
two, but the end result needs to be both things happening.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they don't work.
Yeah, exactly. So like I said, there's two parts to this.
Yeah.
So should we start with what do we think would happen if Yoda beat Emperor? Well, not Emperor. That's at the time, but Big Daddy Palps.
Deceased Palps.
Yes.
Deceased Palps. The issue with Yoda winning, and I'm going to start with an issue here, is there's no overruling story for Luke when Palpatine dies.
No, he's kind of got nothing to...
There's nothing to draw him on.
Because without Palpatine, theoretically, there should be no Empire.
Or Vader to capture Leia.
Yeah, there might still be
Darth something else.
a Vader or a villain of some sort born of Anakin Skywalker.
Kylo 80s.
But there's no Empire, which means that there shouldn't be a force throughout the universe which is holding everybody down.
No.
So therefore Luke wouldn't have to fight someone or to try and find a way to bring peace and whatever.
Yeah, hope to the galaxy.
Hope, yeah.
Hope to the galaxy. Yeah, so for this little headcanon to work, you sort of need to, I don't know. I mean, we'll obviously get around to this when we talk about the Obi Wan bit, but the whole series 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
they would change drastically because of this. Not in loads of ways, because now we know about Palpatine's cloning stuff.
Yeah.
But at this point, when Yoda was fighting him, I don't think he had managed to put his brain, soul, life into a clone.
It would have definitely been a different point, because at the point that he's fighting Yoda, he's not long been discovered as being a Sith Lord.
That's it. So he hasn't the Bad Batch hasn't happened, for example.
Yeah.
With Omega and the clones and all of this stuff. So yeah, Order 66 has happened. But I'm not too sure on the timeline here. So all of that stuff maybe hasn't happened yet. So maybe he is looking into cloning himself.
Yeah.
But maybe he hasn't mastered the fact that he can put his soul into a new clone. And then when we get to like episode 9, oh, Palpatine's back. Like, it's what, how many clones later is that of Palpatine?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, though? So let's just say he's gone and he's gone for good.
Yeah. Let's end him.
Let's end him there, because if he can come back, then this whole question's moot.
Yeah, because nothing would change.
Nothing would change. He'd just come back.
The objective's the same.
Yeah, and he would come back under a different name.
Yeah, it'll have just taken him a couple of years longer.
Yeah, and he'd come back as Shiv, and everyone would go, "Oh, I thought you were a bad guy." No, that was some imposter, absolute imposter. I will retake my place in the Senate. Yes, do it. So let's say Yoda does win. They're fine in the thing. The little ET aliens are watching from their little, bit there, which is a really nice touch. The thing what gets me is Yoda went in there knowing he would probably fail because he's got Bail Organa waiting in the getaway car underneath, didn't he?
Yeah,
through the little poop tube. To pick him up. So, regardless of whether Yoda wins or loses, Bail Organa's going to be there, and I think Yoda is still going to go away. So I don't think Yoda would say smite down the mighty Palps like Gandalf in the Balrog.
Yeah.
And then Yoda's going to be like, take over the council, I shall. Because he wouldn't do that. Yoda's not about being part of the Senate.
No.
So it's not like he'd go, well, Palps is dead. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to root out evil in here, and then I'll run the galaxy. Because that's not what Yoda's about.
No, he wants peace.
He wants peace, and he wants to go to sleep.
He's the purest of the Jedi, and also he can't be bothered.
Yeah, exactly.
He's had enough.
Yeah. He wants to go to some Hooters bar, which has got little Yoda-sized people.
Well, he just needs to talk to Ki-Adi-Mundi and see where he's at.
See where he's at, yeah. Putting them credits straight down the slot. Yeah, so I think it would be a very difficult fight. And even if Yoda won, I think he would come away so mortally wounded, because this is the point now. He could win the fight and kill Palps, so the Empire instantly disbanded. It's only been around a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But he gets whoever's loyal, like Bail Organa, to round up some loyal senators to weed out Palps' little buddies.
Yeah.
Because like all politicians, Palps had his little group of cronies, like the in-betweeners, and they were the ones influencing all of the other governors,
of course.
and the senators. So when they're gone, and a new power comes in, all of the other species or whatever will go, oh yeah, actually, I was sort of arm wrestled into agreeing to the Empire.
Yeah.
So actually, I'll withdraw that vote if you just, don't hurt me, sort of thing. So I reckon Yoda would still get in the car, being wounded. Maybe he'd go to Dagobah still, because the Force is strong there. Maybe he'll heal. Maybe he'll be like, that was the toughest fight of my life. It's damn near killed me. So Yoda could still go to Dagobah, and his part of the story then just carries on, because all it would be is, the great Master Yoda killed Palpatine. Who knows about it, though? Nobody but Bail Organa. Who tells? Leia. And that's it. Leia knows, but there's no Obi Wan to know. There's no R2 to find him.
Yeah.
Because obviously the connection with Obi Wan, R2, Luke, and Leia wouldn't be there. So he'd go off to Dagobah, he'd be hidden for ages. Granted, like I say, I reckon he'd be mortally wounded.
Yeah.
Like Palpatine would scar him, body and soul, which is why he goes to Dagobah. Strong connection to the Force there. Heal the Force within him. And he would age drastically, a bit like Obi Wan. It's like a shock, isn't it? He's quite young, and then 15 years later, he's gone from perfectly abled, 50-year-old to wobbling idiot 90-year-old in the space of 15 years. Because that's how old Luke is, people, remember. Right, when Luke finds Yoda, he's a crackhead. But it's only been 15 years. So that's my thoughts on that. Obviously, Yoda may take another scout around the Jedi Temple, but by this point, Anakin has already killed the younglings, yes?
Yes.
So there would actually be no need for him to go back to the temple. It's deserted. All of the Jedi are dead from Order 66. Mace Windu's dead at this point. I think as a last chance, he would still get in the car with Bail Organa and fly off. What the repercussion would be from that fight is that The Empire would disband, obviously, after Bail Organa intervened and restructured everything.
Yeah.
Maybe Naboo would have a stand-in, and it would be, what's her face? The new princess of Naboo.
Oh, okay.
You know, the other one that took over.
Yeah, I can't think what she's called, but yes.
Maybe she becomes like the head senator or something.
Okay, yeah.
You know, just for prosperity's sake. They weed out all of the crap and they start again. And they're called, I don't know, like the New Republic or something.
The new Republic Order.
The new Republic First Order of, you know, Galactic Peace Corps. United Cause of Space. But yeah, I think then Yoda would go away. The issue we have then is, and I like how Brad's sort of made this a one-part question, because there's no Palps. When Obi Wan smites Anakin down, the only reason Palpatine knows to go and get him is because he can feel his hatred in the Force and the pain.
Yeah.
So if there's no Palpatine to go and save Anakin, Obi-Wan walks away, and Anakin's left burning.
Well, that depends.
Because Palps is the one that goes to get him, because he's the one who finds him. He like tugs on his Force tether, and he's like, "Oh, he's down there."
So if Obi-Wan was to win the fight, as happens, but Palpatine's already gone, then I don't see how Anakin would survive.
Because who else could find him?
Nobody. He's only there because Palpatine is able to sense him, like you say, find him,
and pick him up,
and somehow get across the galaxy in record time before he's completely charred.
Yeah.
But then this is why Brad's question's quite good, because Anakin wins the fight against Obi-Wan.
Yes.
What would happen now? Am I right in thinking that by the time Palpatine and Yoda fight, Anakin's already pretty much, he's on his way, isn't he? Because he's already killed the younglings.
He's killed the younglings, and I think he's not fought Obi-Wan yet.
No, but he is.
Isn't he on Mustafar, and Obi-Wan's chasing him down there?
Yeah, he's trying to. Yeah,
he's trying to talk him down, essentially.
Yeah. So he's still going to be angry, and as we know, anger leads to the dark side. But he's without a master.
Yeah, he's without a master now,
and he also is not a master himself.
Yeah,
he cannot take that role. That said, it's really, if you know, you know. Like, what you know, you already know. That sounds stupid, but
yeah,
the title of master is only given as a ceremonial thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you're still the most powerful Jedi in the West.
Yeah, you could, like, Luke was one of the most powerful.
But he was one of the only ones, so it doesn't matter.
But who called him a Jedi Master?
Nobody. He did.
He did.
He called himself Jedi Master.
The ego on that man is ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he did train Leia, so he must have called himself Master, and Leia was his Padawan. But that's just like a technicality.
Yeah.
You know.
But Anakin trained Ahsoka.
He did.
And it's not a master.
He was doubly screwed over.
Yeah.
Because after all that, he should be bloody Master Anakin.
Double Master Anakin.
Double Master, double shafting little Ahsoka.
Right, so, I mean, we are skipping through this quite quickly.
Yeah, we can go back a little bit.
So, but let's continue, and then we'll go back and pick in.
Okay.
We'll pick back into Yoda and Palpatine in a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anakin wins the fight. He's not in pieces.
Yeah.
He's not burning alive. Obi-Wan is, but there's nobody to save him because he's basically out there alone.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan dies. We'll assume. We'll make that leap. He doesn't get saved. Does Anakin then find out that he's got kids? Does he go back to Padme? Does he find Padme and find out he's got kids? Does he then, with Luke and Leia, takes them away because Padme dies, and he raises them in a way that would make them dark?
Because it's Obi-Wan who separates them and gives one of them to Bail, and he takes the other one to Owen.
Yeah.
With
Yoda's guidance, isn't it?
Yeah. So they both meet up after the fight?
Yeah, there must be.
So there's obviously like a bit of reprieve, and some medical droids have found Padme on Mustafar suffocating because it's like all volcanic.
Yeah.
So she'd have been dead like ages ago. You know. But yeah, so but surely Bail Organa would then go because Padme's there, and maybe Yoda is there. So then Yoda and Anakin would have to fight.
Oh, what, to Mustafar?
Yeah, obviously to find Padme. Because Yoda must know. He could feel the Force pulling at him to go there.
Yeah, but would he necessarily go? Because he could feel the Force everywhere. So the difference between Yoda and Palpatine's draw to the Force is Palpatine's only looking for one person.
This is true, but Yoda goes there anyway in the films.
No, this is something I can't remember.
Because he's there with... Because how else would Bail take Leia? Bail Organa takes Leia.
Okay, so yeah, it must... It's not because Obi Wan has radioed for help or something like that.
Well, maybe he has.
But Bail Organa's there, and you say Yoda's there as well.
Yoda's got to be there. Because isn't it Yoda who says, give one to family?
Yeah, I'm sure he's got some involvement with it.
Split them up, we must, or something like that. Keep them apart to keep them
protected.
New
listeners of the podcast, welcome along to the ramblings of people who can't remember what's going on.
Yeah.
We love Star Wars, we're big fans. Can we remember every single scene in every single order? No. Certainly not when the microphones were on.
No. After this, we could have a chat and it'd be perfectly in order.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Of course it is.
Yeah. So I think Bail's there with Yoda.
Yeah.
Whether or not Obi's messaged ahead, but he could have messaged ahead. Yoda's on his way, but then Anakin wins.
Yeah.
So Anakin rocks up to the thing. Where's Padme? Giving birth, she has. And he goes, "Oh, I have children. Give them to me." And then Yoda's like, "Oh my God, I've got to fight another bloody brat now. I'm not healed enough.
Another baddie.
Maybe then Yoda fails. He's exhausted.
Yeah, well, he is tired, isn't he? I mean,
he's tired and old. He's had to beat Dooku, Palpatine.
By the time he gets to Luke, he's really had enough.
He's had enough in those 15 years. So imagine them 15 minutes of hyper bloody space to get Mustafar to pick up Padme. I reckon Anakin would fight Yoda there and then. He's already beat Obi Wan. He's already feeling on top of the world.
His anger is probably making him stronger and stronger.
Yeah, and he's upset he killed Obi Wan, but in his head, Obi Wan didn't listen to him.
How to phrase this? If Anakin was in the middle of the fight with Obi Wan, or even after the fight with Obi Wan, and then finds out that Palpatine's died, does that change Anakin's mind? Does he stop for a second and go, "The spell is broken. What have I done?
What have I done? The women and children too."
And then he thinks back and he goes, "Oh,
I was manipulated like a sore thumb there.
Obi-Wan was just trying to look after me. Everything he said is now clicking into place."
Because the Sith do get into your head.
Yeah.
Yord said in The Acolyte, it gets into your head.
And we see it in the latest episode as well.
Big time. Although I'm not sure, because he allows Anakin to make his own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Anakin didn't have to do any of that youngling killing.
No.
Anakin didn't have to, because actually Palpatine could have taken the younglings to the test station from the Bad Batch and tested them for midichlorians. So the whole thing's a little bit upside down. Anyway, Anakin's already made that choice, and he made that choice when he killed the Sand People.
Yes.
So I don't know if Palpatine dying would suddenly release Anakin, because he's already on the path. And from an episode, remember I said about the Mortis gods?
Yeah.
From Rebels and stuff like that. Anakin already knows that he's probably going to go to the dark side. He already thinks that.
Yeah.
So because he's already started this path and his eyes have already changed in front of Obi-Wan and he's put his contacts in, he's like, well, maybe I'm just here now. Maybe this power is what I needed. There's no Jedi Order because he's killed them all. So what's he got to go back to by seeing the error of his ways? Padme's dead. He might look at her and go, gosh, she's dead. Well, bugger this. That was the one reason I wanted to be horrible. My kids, maybe they're already taken.
The only thing that would, I think, bring him back would be the kids, because he might go, "Oh, I've made a mistake. I don't want my kids to do the same."
Maybe.
And then maybe, because if he finds out that they're alive and is able to discover where they are, if it's not easy for him in the first place, maybe he then sees the good side of it.
Unless Yoda's there and Yoda says to him, "Change you must,
Yeah.
for balance will not come to these children," or something. Maybe he does change.
So let's just assume he's going to be a baddie anyway.
Yeah.
Let's move it on a bit further. Does he, as well, he won't ever be, well, he is christened as Darth Vader, isn't christened?
He'll already be Darth Vader because Palpatine's already said you will be Darth Vader.
Yeah, he's already given him the name. So as Darth Vader, does he then start his own empire?
Yes.
Without Palpatine's oversight and his infinite wisdom.
The thing is, I think he would do a better job. He's had all of that experience in the Clone Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not in some suit which is killing him and keeping him alive at the same time. The thing about Darth Vader's suit is it's a trauma device made by Palpatine. He's constantly in pain to make his dark side more.
Yeah, keep him angry.
Keep him angry, which is Palpatine's fault. So there'd be none of that. Palpatine also, in the books especially, he punishes Vader all the time. He's literally like abusing him.
Yeah.
You know, traumatizing him. So there's none of that. So Anakin would probably be stronger of mind and not so weak. He could start a new empire, but I don't think he would see the point in it. Why would he need to control the universe?
Yeah, I don't feel like he's ever wanted to control the universe.
Yeah, the galaxy, sorry.
Yeah, well, everything that he can see or find.
He might be a bad guy. Maybe he will look for more power. But I can't.
But he might instead go on a journey of self-discovery to find that power.
Yeah.
Not steal it from the rest of the galaxy.
Steal it from the rest. There'd be no point in him rebuilding the Empire.
No.
I mean, the building blocks would be in place, and all of the ships and all of the army and all of the people trained by the clones, yeah, you know what, they're kind of in place. However, because, like I said, the events of the Bad Batch haven't happened yet, the last bit of the Clone Wars hasn't really happened yet. You know, it's hard to define what Anakin would do, because he would still be in control of technically Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd still have an army at his back. Maybe he could go and do some things. Maybe he could, in his wrath, go and finish off Order 66. Maybe he would just become a Jedi hunter.
Yeah, possibly.
You know, like, I know he's got his Inquisitors or whatever, but it's Darth Vader who brings them in.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they were around before, but Darth Vader then takes over them, doesn't he?
He guides them into the task, doesn't he?
Yeah. And he wouldn't be obsessed with Obi Wan like Darth Maul is.
Because he's already dead.
Because he's already dead.
He's killed him. Darth Maul might get upset about it, though.
Yeah, and then maybe Maul would fight Anakin, but Anakin would just go, "Shut up, fool." Batter him out of the way.
Maybe, but maybe not.
Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe that's a story for another time. What if Darth Maul met Anakin?
So...
Oh, he does meet him, actually, in the Clone Wars, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll have to double-check that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But is the kicker, then, is Padme dead when Anakin beats Obi-Wan? Does Padme die? And then he finds out that she's dead, so everything he's done is for naught.
Now, that could be the difference between him staying evil or becoming good.
Again. Bringing balance. Becoming a grey Jedi.
Because if he finds out that she's dead, everything he's done is for nothing, but he's angry. That'll make him angry because he's been lied to.
Yeah. Palpatine lied to him, and Palpatine's not here anymore to turn it around.
He can't get justice from somebody that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
If Padme's alive, he might think, I've got a chance. If she then dies, and he can't do anything about it but in his presence, but there are two children born at that moment, he might go, I couldn't save her.
But I must do right by these kids.
Yeah, now I've got to do something right.
Maybe. And maybe if she said, promise me that you'll do the right thing, Annie. And then there's a flashback to him when he first meets Padme and he's like, you're an angel. And she's like, you're underage. And then maybe he'll remember his travel to the Mortis gods. And maybe they'll be like, yeah, you walk the path of the dark side, but you bring balance. As that's said in the Clone Wars. You know, he walks the path of the dark side, but he will bring balance. Maybe the balance comes quicker. Maybe the balance is that knife's edge there.
Yeah.
Where he's like, right, I'll take my kids. Thank you very much. And even if Yoda and Bale's there, maybe Bale says, at least give me the girl.
Yeah, perhaps.
At least give me the girl. I'll raise her to rule. And Anakin could go, whatever, because the Empire's gone and there's no need for a rebellion, so just teach Leia how to run the galaxy.
Yeah.
You know,
she could be the next.
She could be the next proper, which is kind of what she wants to do anyway.
And that's what she ends up doing to a degree, but on one side of it.
Yeah, but there wouldn't be a side then. It would just be teach her to rule.
Yeah.
And I'll take the boy. Because obviously films back then didn't have to be, oh, they're both them, they. I'll just take the one without the vagina, essentially. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it was made a long time ago, people. So he'll take the boy. So maybe Luke and Anakin will become almost Qui-Gon and Obi Wan.
Yeah, just a little older.
And he would probably, and hopefully he'd learn from his mistakes. And maybe Luke would ground him and help him bring balance because he's a child.
Mm.
And he would call him Padawan, but he'd also call him Dad. And he'd be like, Dad, why do we do this? Why's your lightsaber red? Oh, I don't know. Just is.
There is as a side note, in relation to this sort of thing, there is a comic type book called Darth Vader and Son.
Oh, so there is something that touches on this.
Yeah, it's not canon. It's very, very silly stuff.
Yeah.
And also, as a sort of a breaker on that series, there's also one where Leia's also involved. So it's Darth Vader
with his kids
in the suit with his kids, and they're little terrors, being young.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very funny.
He's just like that. No, stop making a mess in the kitchen.
Exactly, stuff like that.
Oh, right.
It's
okay.
it's like home life.
Yeah.
With Darth Vader.
It's The Simpsons, isn't it? But
yeah,
Bart and Lisa, and then Homer. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I think if you remember, and it was very late last year that you would have seen it, my old calendar downstairs in the kitchen. That was
yes, I remember.
Yeah,
Father of the Year or whatever, and Luke's giving him a little card and stuff like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's very cute. It's very funny. Right, back to actually what we're supposed to be talking about. So, can we circle back now, please?
Yeah, let's circle back to Yoda and Palpatine, is it?
That's correct.
Okay.
Now, my question is, Order 66 has happened. The clones have been following instructions. Yoda defeats Palpatine, but knowing that the clones are under order, because he will know that they're under order, does he then go to Palpatine's desk and issue a counter order?
Would he know what the counter order is, though?
It's not necessarily a number, but because it's come through from the right source, Palpatine's dead. Cease and desist. Stop doing what you're doing. And they go, oh, this has come through from the desk of Palpatine, but Palpatine's not there. It's Yoda. We know who Yoda is.
Yeah. But they are at that moment hunting the Jedi. So if Yoda says that, they'll be like, sorry, Master Jedi, we good soldiers follow orders.
But they've got a new order from the place that would have issued their orders. Just hasn't got a code name to counterbalance it. Unless, of course, he goes through the drawers of Palpatine and goes, oh, yeah, goes to the handbook.
There's all of the number of the orders that could be given.
Order 1, remember to brush your teeth. Order 2, polish your helmet.
Yeah. Which one?
Order 67, stop killing Jedi.
Yeah.
That's the one we want.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he could do. This obviously is not when I say that he's mortally wounded, so he has to go to Dagobah. Maybe he does go back to the Senate. Maybe he does obviously go and try and stop Order 66. Obviously, by that point, the stuff on Coruscant's already really bad. However, everything around the galaxy is lagging a bit.
Mm.
because we got Kanan Jarrus and his storyline, and obviously all the clones and the Bad Batches running around trying to do stuff. And there's a few Jedi that instantly go into hiding because they are aware of it happening, like quick as a flash. So yeah, maybe he does. And then, of course, what happens then? The clones drop their weapons.
Yeah.
Most of the Jedi are dead at this point. We can't just say all of the Jedi survive. That's silly.
Yeah, because a lot of them had died at that point.
Yeah.
Once Order 66 happened,
They're basically wiped out.
It was an instant ambush.
Yeah, they're basically instantly wiped out. However, yeah, the clones could then be recalled to Coruscant, as many of them as possible, in their big battle barges up top. Yoda could maybe get Bail or Garner to distribute them throughout the galaxy and get them to sort of police.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's been anarchy for so long, although nobody would trust the clones after seeing them shoot.
They perhaps wouldn't trust them, so perhaps what they would do is take them away from doing a job where they would be looking after people or security jobs, and maybe they'd end up in like the factory jobs or...
Yeah, they would decommission them, wouldn't they? They would decommission the clones early.
You would take away the ability for them to attack easily and in a large group.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a couple of them working in a factory and nobody to fight, they might get the order, they leave their station, somebody goes, "Where are you going?"
Yeah.
And
breaknecks, karate chop later, done.
But then that news would travel.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, okay, the Jedi is still, however many Jedi or the police force or whoever's in that sort of role would then be able to go, right, we know there's an issue here, let's mobilize. They don't have weapons currently.
They're like sleeper agents.
Yeah, but then
they already know who they are, sort of thing.
But they're waiting for
the call
from Palpatine, which won't exist.
Yeah. No, that's a good shout, actually. Yeah, because they could decommission them and put them anywhere. Because they grow faster to get to maturity. Yeah, most of them would be dead in 5 years.
5 years' time, and that's it. They're in retirement, aren't they?
Yeah, and then they just find themselves, security guards or worse, hobos, which is what we see anyway, especially in stuff like Obi Wan series and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay.
So with that being said, how would that affect the future, do you think? Would that make any difference past Obi Wan and Anakin's fight? Do you think having them about would have helped? If Anakin wins the fight, does he then enlist the help of the clones who are still under Order 66 to help him hunt the rest of the Jedi?
Probably.
Or do you think after that, because then Anakin doesn't have any support, it would just be him by himself? Does that then slow him down from going, right, well, actually, I was going to make an army, I was going to take on such and such, or I was going to change change the galaxy?
I don't know, because Palpatine's would have already built the Empire. The Empire would already have had ships and crews and army.
But all it needs is Anakin
to then step in and say, Palpatine's gone, I'm in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Do some magic tricks. Anakin might go and run the Empire. Instead of me saying he wouldn't do it, he might take Luke and Leia and go, come on, we got a ship all to ourselves up there.
Yeah.
And we got an army of stormtroopers that have been trained behind the scenes
to protect you.
Yeah. Or we've got some clones which are actually still in our service. Like we see in the Bad Batch, there's plenty of clones, but they've been coerced to do other stuff. Maybe. And then because obviously there's still a navy in place. There's still all these grand moffs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So all flying towards the light bulb. So they might still be in place and in the background, and then when he walks onto the scene, they go, "Oh, hello, Lord Vader. Palpatine told us you'd be coming." And he'd go, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah. He said if Yoda killed him, then you would be here. So we're going to run the show, but you're still just going to be, Lord Skywalker."
Yeah.
And then what may happen is he might even just be a Kylo Ren character.
Yeah,
angry all the time. Yeah, on the side, angry all the time, and doing hunting for Jedi, but yet kind of doing what the Empire wants as well, leading the clones that are still sort of chipped into him. Maybe, maybe he does take Luke and Leia. Maybe, and this is what I'm hoping, Yoda gives them both to Bail and says, "Get out of here quick. Anakin's on his way."
Yeah.
And Anakin's Kylo Ren-ish storyline is then he's not Darth Vader, but he is looking for Luke and Leia.
And he's angry until he gets there.
He still gives Han to Jabba, the Hoot. Do you know what I mean? Because he can go, "You know where my kids are," and Han's going, "Hey man, no I don't. I'm the Fonz, but in a spacesuit." And he goes, "No, Carbonite, send him to Jabba."
Yeah, get him gone.
Because then who shows up? Luke. He may not have been trained by Obi Wan Kenobi, but somehow Luke's still found Yoda.
Yeah.
And Yoda's trained him anyway. So then the story, granted, Anakin's not in the suit, but
if he was taken by Bail Organa,
but he could still have been given to.
It could have been given to Yoda.
Yeah, maybe when he was old enough, Bail could have said, "You need to go to Dagobah."
Yeah.
Whereas Owen would have said, "You can't go to Dagobah.
We've got another harvest."
Yeah, another harvest. You're 35. We need you to do the harvest.
Next year, I promise. Next year.
Next year when you're 55 and you can't fly anymore. No, yeah, honestly, yeah. So I can see, unless Anakin changes his ways and he's still on the dark side, he would be a Kylo Ren following orders. Obviously, there'd still be remnants of the Empire, and there would still need to be a bit of a rebellion. Because instead of like the Empire being the Senate, the galaxy is run by the Empire, it would be them bad guys over there. They call themselves the Empire Syndicate or something.
Yeah.
They're not actually part of the Senate, but they are the biggest problem we've ever faced. Boom. And they're ruled by a space wizard who has a red laser sword. Boom. Who do we need? We need to destroy the space station that was already starting to get built by Andor and co. Because Palpatine had already commissioned the Death Star to be built. So that still needs to get destroyed. Rogue One can still happen. But instead of Vader in his suit at the end, it's just Hayden Christian, but fully able to just move.
Do you think he'd be more powerful without the suit?
Yes. The suit makes him angrier, which makes him more powerful. However, because he's not controlled by Palpatine, because Palpatine also, even though he wants him to be powerful, Palpatine puts a cap on his power.
Yeah. It's
a very catch-22. There'd be no cap. He would literally be like, that episode of The Acolyte when Matey's taking on them all and he's...
Yeah.
Instead of Vader just doing his, night claymore strikes, he would be zipping around like that, I reckon.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
And he'd be getting into people's heads, and that bit of Rogue One would be Anakin still.
Yeah,
stood there. I've put pictures up before of Anakin with, if he wasn't Darth Vader but still evil.
I think it'd be really cool.
It would be cool, yeah. But this is, of course, if Yoda beats Palpatine, but it's not him beating Palpatine that's important. It's the aftermath of what Yoda decides to do. That is important.
I think that's it, isn't it? If he just runs away
and lets Padme die and Anakin take the kids and all this sort of thing, it quickly becomes a very storyline. Who's going to watch episode 4, 5, and 6 when it's just Luke and Leia killing everybody?
Yeah,
because that's what would happen. Anakin would be like, "Oh, you've got an entire, Empire army to use. Go and destroy that planet. Go on."
Yeah, that's your birthright.
Yeah. Do you wanna press the big button on the Death Star, Luke? Come here, son. You can destroy this planet. And Luke goes, "I don't think this is right, Father." Do as I say, boy. Hunting out Jedi with Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
They could call it the ALL, Jedi Hunters. Yeah. So, but again, it all depends on what Yoda does there and then, because he's still going to get in Bail's car at the end of the fight, even if he wins. And then it's whatever he makes a decision to do after that. That affects it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is one of the only times that Palpatine then doesn't have
a plan in place. Because he kind of does, because he is looking into cloning. But we have to assume at this point that he's not done it yet.
Otherwise, this whole thing doesn't work, because he'll just come back and still be in charge of the Empire.
Yeah, in the background.
And he'll just have a fully able Anakin.
Yeah, instead of suited up Vader.
Yeah.
Because the Bad Batch is after that fight, and he hasn't mastered the cloning yet.
Well, there you go. So that would make sense.
It really would be tough for Disney to fix. do you know what I mean, though? Like, they'd have to make up some right cock and ball to be like, oh, actually, no, he's still alive. he forced magic himself away. He did an Obi Wan from episode 4. You'll strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you can ever imagine. And then, puff of smoke. Maybe he does do that.
Yeah, maybe.
But then the Sith aren't ever Force ghosts. It's very rare, because they're interested more in mortality, and immortality in a mortal sense, aren't they?
Unless you're Anakin Skywalker.
Unless you're Anakin, who can redeem yourself. But he brought balance to the Force. Come on now.
So that's all right then. That's fine.
God of the Force went, yeah, I'll let you have it.
Yeah.
You didn't go to the special planet to do the training, but I will let you come back.
We'll let you off.
We'll let you off. You know, you skipped a couple of levels there, but that's all right. You had a cheat code. Yeah.
Well,
but then we need to talk as well more about Obi Wan losing.
Yes. So, what would you like to add to Obi Wan losing?
What if Anakin didn't kill him?
No, this is an interesting way to look at it, because we've focused on the idea that in defeating Obi Wan, he's killed him.
Yeah. What if he can't kill him though?
Yeah, and is able to just escape.
Yeah, maybe he knocks him down. Maybe he cuts his arm off. You know?
Yeah, cut off his left hand or right hand or whatever, like everybody else has.
The hands will be cut.
Always.
But then Anakin goes, "You're down, Obi-Wan. I have bested you. I am the master." And then he stomps up the hill to go find Padme. "Where are my babies?" And Obi-Wan's there, and maybe he's not dead, and maybe he's like, Master, where are you? I need help." Who shall appear? Qui-Gon Jinn. What are you doing down there? Jeepers, Anakin. Jeepers, Obi-Wan. Stand up. Follow me. And then Liam Neeson maybe takes him away.
Yeah, maybe.
Because if Anakin doesn't kill Obi-Wan, but he still wins the fight, yeah, he doesn't have to be Darth Vader, because we've already said this story is if both things happen.
Yeah.
So there's no Palpatine, but Anakin is the new angriest Kylo Ren badass motherfucker in the galaxy.
Yeah.
But Obi-Wan's alive. Just.
Yeah, clinging on.
Maybe. Hear me out here. So Yoda and Bale go to find Padme. Yoda's like that. Oh, God, who's ringing the Force mobile now? Hello? Obi-Wan's there. "I'm really hurt, Master. You need to come and finish me off or take me away. Do something." And Yoda goes, "Oh, for goodness sake, well, we've got the kids. The girl's dead. Anakin's on his way. Quick, let's get in your motor, Bale, and let's go and get Obi-Wan." And then they take Obi-Wan, maybe, and he goes, "We still have to go into hiding." And then the storyline can continue for Obi-Wan as Ben Kenobi, because he still needs to do Darth Maul's storyline on Tatooine.
Yeah.
So for Darth Maul to end his story arc with Ben, because that's a big thing for Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
In changing how he perceives the Force when he's dealing with Darth Maul again. So maybe Yoda can save Obi-Wan as well. Yoda's done a bloody lot. No wonder why he's gone to Dagobah to sleep. But maybe Obi-Wan still goes there and he becomes the hermit wanderer. Whether or not Luke's gone to Owen, but if Obi-Wan's still alive, he probably would take him to Owen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the same thing can happen, because Anakin wouldn't know. And then instead of Vader, "Oh, the evil Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, please help us," it would be, "Oh, angriest Anakin Skywalker, literally the super boss the Vault monster from Borderlands, level 99, is, parading around trying to kill thingies, rebels. You're part of the Rebel Alliance and blah, 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 blah. But it'd be Hayden Christian. Instead of just pointing at her, he'd have her in force grip. And he'd be like, "Oh, throw her in the brig, I'll deal with her later." And then he'd storm off Kylo Ren styles. And then Luke can still get R2. Find Obi-Wan who's got an arm missing, but he's got a robot arm instead of a robot hand.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Of course I know him. That's me." Because he still has to do his Darth Maul storyline.
Well, if Bail Organa is there and saves Obi-Wan, the chances are he's going to take him back to Alderaan.
To fix him up.
And whilst he's there, they'll have the conversation where, "Oh, we only wanted one child, but we've got two." And then Obi-Wan says, "Well, I'm feeling better now, but I need to go and hide in."
Yeah, to stay away from Anakin.
I need to disappear for a bit.
Yeah.
"Oh, can you take the boy?"
Yeah.
"I know that he's got relatives
on Tatooine.
Would you be all right going down there and watching?" And then that continues his storyline as is.
Yeah.
So then Luke can grow up. The only difference is that Palpatine's not there.
Yeah.
But the rest of the story is more or less unchanged.
There can still be Grand Moff Tarkin.
Oh,
there can still be the bad boys.
He's already there, isn't he? Because, like you say,
the Empire's already been building the fleets.
And the Death Star already exists, or is existing.
Yeah.
Being built. Grand Moff Tarkin is right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And instead of the bad boys, it's literally Axel Foley and what's his face. Because Anakin would just literally be like, "I'm more able-bodied than you. You can look after that. Let me do what I want. But when you need me to kick ass, you just call me, all right? Call me up on the little knob speaker."
Yeah.
Because that actually would work really well. And then on the ship, obviously you've got Alec Guinness, and he goes to Hayden Christian, looking old. And he's like that. "If you strike me down, Darth Skywalker, I'll become more powerful than you can ever imagine. Obi Wan!" And then he gets flashbacks of his Darth Maul fight. And he's like that, "I've already learned here. Darth Maul tried to do this and I learned and I did something different."
Mm.
And he does his normal pose that he used on Mustafar. And Anakin runs in and he goes, changes his pose. And he lets himself get killed anyway. Luke screams no. Anakin's like that. Hold on a minute. What's going on here? And then, like I said, still turn Han into carbonite. Luke still goes to get Thingy because he goes to Yoda. And the difference is Obi-Wan didn't die in that fight. If he died in that fight, obviously stuff would be a lot different.
Yeah.
But if he didn't die in that fight, he'd probably just have like a robotic arm, or he would be...
Yeah, probably the story would end up most likely being very similar.
Yeah, if he lived. The difference would be more what we see from the Empire's side of view and how Darth Vader is.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't need bounty hunters either. He would just go out himself.
Yeah.
Go down to the planet and find the droids. No, he would go down there himself and be like, "I have to do everything myself." And he's walking around, with his little contact lenses in. "Where are those droids? I remember them. That's my R2 unit."
Yeah.
There you go. And then it'd be the big rush. Luke could find him. And then on the Death Star, instead of Palpatine sat in the chair, it doesn't matter. It could be Anakin sat in the chair. Yeah. And Anakin could say, "Tell you what you do. You strike me down, son. And you will become stronger than me." And Luke goes, "I can't do that." And it just cuts out the storyline of Palpatine telling him to cut down Vader or himself. And it's just Anakin going, "Cut me down if you want. Don't matter to me."
Yeah.
For the story to progress anyway. And then in the end, Luke throws Vader down the shaft to bring balance. And it's actually really traumatic for Luke because he had to kill his dad. Not his dad had to kill Palpatine and then he dies. It's Luke had to kill Anakin, not Darth Vader, because there's no suit. He has to kill Anakin. And then the storyline can progress as Luke can then start to train Leia, which is what we see a little bit of anyway in episode 7, is it? Or episode 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
There is a flashback in there of Luke actually doing it with CGI. He can still go and get Grogu in The Mandalorian. all of the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and Rebels can still happen. The only thing would be is that there's no, oh, Palpatine's come back. It would be, Snoke's really powerful now. Or, oh, Kylo Ren fantasises about Anakin Skywalker, not Darth Vader. He just gets a hard-on over Anakin himself. And he's like, Uncle Anakin was amazing. And Han's going, no, he wasn't. Stop it now.
Yeah.
But he still wants to be Kylo Ren, and then you start to... Then that would make more sense, because Kylo Ren's behaviour would be more like Anakin's.
Yeah, angry, but it's reflected.
Yeah, not the Darth Vader menacing and we love him. It would just be Kylo Ren after Kylo Ren, and then you'd have somebody else like Snoke or something pulling the strings, no Palpatine. And then we could have a better ending for episode 9, because there'd be no Palpatine. It would be... Yeah,
they'd have to come up with an actual proper end to it.
It could be, Lord Darth Plagueis. And he's like 20,000 years old. And he's sat in the throne going, I made everything. Anakin Skywalker was supposed to be mine. And then Anakin's there as a Force Ghost going, yeah, oh well. Gutted.
Never mind, eh?
Never mind, eh? But of course, this is all, if Obi-Wan survives. If Obi-Wan actually died, then stuff would be a little bit different, but maybe Leia wouldn't ask for Obi-Wan's help. Maybe she would, because she doesn't know he's dead.
Yeah.
And then Luke would go off-world with Han. It would be a lot more dangerous, but he'd go off-world, but bump into Leia, and there'd be no Obi-Wan to teach him the Force. But maybe somebody else would come along. There'd have to be a way for Luke to become the, at the end of episode 4, that Luke destroys the Death Star.
Yeah.
Because that part of the story, I think, has to progress. It's a canon event, isn't it, really?
Yeah, he would have to find a way, even if he just somehow lucked into finding out.
Yeah.
And then went, this is weird. How am I able to make a pear float?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, maybe there's something in this. I'll try some more stuff.
And then Owen's like that. You keep doing that magic round here, you're not doing it. Like Harry Potter's bloody Uncle Vernon Dursley, whatever it is.
That's it, yeah.
Get out. And then he goes to the spaceport, sees Chewie and Han, and he's like, I haven't got an old man to save me in the bar. But it's all right, because Chewie rips the arm's man off. It's not Ben slicing his arm off. All of these little things can be changed to make sure that Luke still gets off Tatooine with the R2 unit and 3PO. And, maybe he says to Han, I can do weird things with magic. And he goes, I don't want anything to do with that. But I know somebody who does. Who does he run into?
Darth Vader?
Well, not really. I was going to say Kanan Jarrus, but I think he's dead by then. But there would be a Jedi that Han Solo's heard about. Maybe we would take him to them.
Yeah, maybe.
And it'd just be somebody else. It's only Obi-Wan because we love Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And it's a cool name. But, the story would have to maybe progress for Luke to do what he does.
Yeah.
To then kill Kylo Ren Anakin at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, some variables in there.
It's quite an expansive question there, Brad, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, thank you for asking it. Let us know if you're satisfied with our extensive answers.
Yeah, he might have had a totally different thought process to us.
But when somebody asks a question with no guidance as to what they think, I think that's what makes good questions for us, because we can then go, this is what we think.
Yeah, we bounce off, don't we?
And we just run on a little tangent and just make up our own ideas, and then that's it.
Yeah. But I hope you enjoyed it, mate. I really like that question. It's a good one, and there's more we could go into.
Yeah,
if we had the time. Definitely. I think time's got on now, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're running into nearly an hour.
Oh, okay, jeez.
So, yeah.
It's a long one. So maybe we'll come and visit again. If we get enough responses here, maybe we'll do a little part 2, maybe.
Yeah, if you've got a specific avenue you want us to venture down,
let us know.
Let us know. And any other questions you might have. If there's something you'd like to see, what if this happened or that happened?
What if the blue milk, Luke drinks on that craggy planet from the aliens' tea, poisonous?
Yeah. Or what if it gives them super Jedi powers?
Yeah, what if it ups the force?
Yeah. Anyway.
It's late and I'm chatting smack now. Come on.
This it's just standard stuff, isn't it? But if you would like to send us a question, you can contact us with a DM on Instagram at WIQGDD.
And if you want to email us or find us on our Podbean or anything like that, it's wiqgdd@gmail.com. Please get in touch. We will endeavour to answer your questions as quickly as possible, or maybe put them into an episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Right, let's leave it there.
Cool.
Another lovely question.
Yeah, good one there, Brad. Thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you. Right, look after yourself.
Be to the good.
And stay out of the sand.